heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do begin the mini-shot, let's give a brief little rundown as to how things work in this world. Heroes are villains, villains are heroes, and instead of people trying to become #1 heroes or anything like that, they're trying to become villains. Now, it's a total flip on My Hero Academia. Now, the way the world works is quite simple. Instead of hero agencies being formed, there are actually agencies where villains, they do try to take over. And their buildings or outposts, they're more of like a faction. Basically, if they can control a city, they control a certain amount of territory. And they can be seen as important. And there are actually villains who control entire towns, even regions of a country. Now, those villains, yeah, they're basically their own governments. And the way things are, people are constantly trying to seek control. There are fights and even violence where there are small wars where factions are trying to take each other's territory and become larger and larger. Now, with that explained away, I believe we can start there and clear with Deku. Deku, he was a child whenever the strongest villain alive existed. The man died nearly 2 decades ago, and Deku doesn't understand how it happened. The man, he died, but he reigned over Japan. He had all of Japan under his control. Nobody would dare question him or step out of line. And then he just disappears. He was presumed dead, and Deku just met him. Deku, he remembers the day he met the man. And the man, he was surprised. Deku never expected to meet the man in real life. He always expected that he would just go about his day. He couldn't try and make a control, make a faction, do anything. He'd be lucky to control a city block, if he had enough firepower. But he doesn't. And whenever All Might, he met Deku, he was caught in the crossfire of one of his attacks. All Might was trying to hunt down the people involved in taking him out of his spot as the #1. And right now, whenever he did go to blast away a villain, or a hero you can call it, since I do have to actually flip those now, you do have whenever Deku, he was hurt in it, and All Might, he was going to take care of the witness. However, when we did realize it was just some teenage kid, he did feel a little bit bad. Yeah, he's done this before, but, I mean, hell. The kid is just a kid. Now, Deku, he actually would ask All Might a few questions, and All Might, knowing that these would be the kid's final moments, decided to at least answer them. And Deku, he caught All Might's interest. Deku, he didn't try to attack. He didn't try to retaliate, and he was just going to sit there and accept his death. So All Might did finally at least ask the question that was poking through his mind. Is the boy quirkless? Yeah, I am. Why? Well now, isn't that interesting? So, you have no power. Yeah, I get it. Now go ahead and kill me. No, I'm not. You know, this is a bit of a sign. I think I can accept you and help you become a good villain. Mentor you, actually. Maybe you can do me a bit of a favor. Take out that pesky hero I deal with, and in return I can give you a power to do so. Kill him, and, well, help me retake Japan. With 2 of us, it would be a lot easier. 2 of me. What? Oh, my dear boy. Things are going to be a lot funner around here. My power can be transferred. It's how I got mine. And, well, I believe that you will be stronger than me. Strong enough to kill that pesky little hero, take down those people who want to restore an order that they've never even known, and, well, they want to ruin our fun. Tell me, kid, do you want power? Or do you want to just lay here and die? So, what will it be? Now, Deku, he does going to leave with All Might, who he would make a phone call, and, well, Deku would get healed by Recovery Girl. However, when she does at least talk to All Might, she has to explain a few things. She is still annoyed with him. He ignored her orders, and while he did try to maintain his rule over Japan, he messed himself up quite badly. Yeah, his time limit is still pretty high. However, he had to take years to heal from that. And he needs to know, if this kid gets fucked up the way he did, she's not coming back. And if this is their golden ticket to getting back on top, is he really going to waste his power on a kid like this? You doubt me, don't you? I do, yes. You know exactly what happens. What? The kid gives up, he dies, or he's killed in a faction fight. Anyways, you know what I mean. He's gonna try and run off your power and not come back. No, he's not. He's quirkless. Oh, so you're doing that. Why not? She did it to me. That's how she lured me in. It'll work. You're trapping this kid with the idea of power. You really are low. Low? Really? You mean like you? You patch up villains. And what else do? You work for the heroes too? I mean, it's an unspoken agreement, right? Never harm the doctors. Don't put a bullet in them. Hell, as long as a fucking hero and a villain are in the same room together, they can't fight. As long as the doctor's there. If they're in a hospital, them's the rules, right? So, you help us out exclusively. I even know you've murdered pros on the operating table. So, who are you to judge? Who am I to judge? Really? You want to play the moral card. The card you can't because you don't have it in your fucking deck. I'm a doctor. I've broken my oath many times. I have. I will admit that to you. But you cannot play that card with me. I know where you've been, I know what you've done, and I know who you've killed. So, try again. Now, Deku would go to listen to this. And he does overhear that part. Loyal to All Might. I mean, hell, yeah. Yeah, he would be. He would do anything All Might ask. The idea of holding a power like his? Hell yes. Hell, I mean, there's a few people he wants to get back at. Some people they've arguably tried to kill him. However, they have to at least play nice. Now, Deku, he actually does think about it. He is lucky to be alive today. I mean, shit. With how much chaos is going on in the world right now, it makes then look normal. What the fuck even is normal, actually? How do you even describe that? People play nice. They stop trying to fight for territory. They just... what? They're peaceful? Yeah. Very few places like that actually exist now. And that's all thanks to him. Since, after he was able to get that power All Might gave him, he went through a little bit of a change. Instead of trying to you know, kill the people he wanted to kill, he asked a few questions to them, saw if they wanted to join up, see if they can make their own little faction, and maybe one day they can help All Might retake Japan, rule over their own little area of it, and play nice. You know, make a peace zone. Now, Deku, he's well aware as to how laughable that idea was. Those people, the ones that laughed at him, are dead. And those who did somewhat agree to join him, they do still work with him. Some have died over the years, but that's to be expected. Good help is hard to find. And right now, Deku, he is thinking back to his first mission. The one where he did have to evaluate whether or not the people in control of the zone he lives in are actually able to keep control. And Deku tested that out very simply. He walked in a warehouse after he got his power, and he tried to join this gang. And right now, the initiation was quite simple. All of them are given a set of clothes. They can't tell who anyone is, and they can't tell who anyone is by face. So, all they're going to be able to know is somebody by their quirk. And they're all going to be lined up to fight each other. So, whoever dies, they aren't able to join. The winner, they'll join. And right now, Deku, he's currently staying there in a ring, as he actually is looking around at the floor. It reeks of iron, and the floor, it's covered in a lot of things. There's some spare teeth around. There's a lot of blood, and he's pretty sure that that thing over there, that, pink thing, he's pretty sure that might be someone's brain. Well then, that's not good. The man just staring at Deku, as he has asked if he's ready to fight, because he's just going to kill him. And Deku is going to agree. He is just going to kill him. The man actually going to step forwards and cock back his hand, as whenever he does go to start charging with his lightning, he does go to at least feel something strange, as we do currently have Deku, who, after going to step forwards and using about 15% of One For All, he does go to step forwards immediately and go to cock back his left hand, as he does go to punch directly through the guy's chest, and the guy's body is hanging off Deku's arm. Before Deku is going to pull his hand backwards and drop the guy. A lot of people just staring at that. And everybody, they want to keep an eye out on that guy. Okay, super strength. Neat. He'll actually be pretty good. Maybe a heavy lifter. Or maybe an expert in certain things they kind of need one in right now. Especially if somebody can do that. Now, Deku, him and a lot of people, they are staying there. And right now, they all do understand what's happening. As we actually went over Deku, whenever he does think that he has enough information, he does get at least turn back on his power. A lot of people watching him charge his body full of electricity. Before he does get to look around, and go to bring up his hands. Now, everybody they do watch as Deku is going to pull off the hoodie. And then what he does, he's covered in a grenade bouquet. Him going to pull grenades off of his jacket and go to start just tossing them around. As the moment he does go to start doing that, he does go to use his speed to run. And a lot of people, they do panic. Because the moment those grenades do hit the ground, they immediately start to go off. And Deku, he tries to collapse the warehouse. Him destroying support beams and everything he can. When the thing does finally come down in a hailfire of fire and, well, smoke, All Might, he's watching from a distance. And he is currently wondering about it. That was actually pretty interesting. Don't they agree? Gotta say, kid's got potential. Yes, he does. That was what? 100 men? More? Reports said it was 115, All Might. Thanks, Midnight. So, what about your prodigies? My prodigy? You mean the one I'm training? Yes. The ones who may rule in our stead. It's good to let the young people know that there is still the old generation to worry about. Even that blasted hero. Still have it out for him. Yes. He makes villains powerless, and then hands over their rightful powers to people who don't know how to use them. It's insulting. He's so worried about overloading people. If I had his powers, I could do anything. You say that, All Might, but you do have his power. You know what I meant. If I had that other half, if I fused these two powers, what would happen? Maybe I can at least fix this. Him bringing his hand over his injury, talking about how the bastard caught him off guard with a lethal blow. And if it wasn't for Recovery Girl, he wouldn't be alive. The doctor, yeah. She does good work. Shame, though. What a shame. It's a shame that she's, well, you know, trying to stay neutral. She only went straight after we failed. You know that. Besides, she's a doc. A lot of people, they need them. Huh. I mean, seriously. If we weren't around murdering everybody, we wouldn't have doctors, we wouldn't have power, we'd all be living in wastelands. Speak for yourself. Besides, a lot of people don't care. What do you mean they don't care? They don't care about the older generation anymore. Besides, is that why you're training this kid? Letting people know that he's yours? You did this to him? Mizawa, watch your mouth. What? I'm asking a question. You want this kid to kill him for you. You want to find a way to take that power from him. You want to know what to do. However, I give you a counter argument. That kid's a smart one, right? So you told us. What if he does it? What if he takes that power? What if he tries? I see what you mean. So, I need to make the kid more loyal. Yes, you do. All Might, I think that's my expertise. Now, All Might is going to look towards Midnight, who does talk about how she actually does have somebody she can put close to the boy. Keep an eye on him. And if he does step out of line, well, the kid can go out in a blaze of glory. Midnight, now that's just playing dirty. I like it. So what are we talking here? Anyone in mind? I do have somebody in mind, but maybe they're the wrong person. Maybe we need a special touch here. A delicate hand. Of course, the boy isn't so delicate. I mean, look at that. The blaze is already starting to spread. Yeah. And, well, would you look at that? More of the faction members showed up. What do you think he's going to do? Now, Deku just come flying out of the building. His clothes half on fire, and Deku going to directly leap towards somebody. They're currently trying to spray a gun at him. And Deku, that doesn't work too well. He dodges the gun fire before running up to one person. Him actually going to bring his hand upwards and go to directly punch upwards, throwing their head off their body. Before looking at another person and going to actually move out of the way of a shotgun blast. And they actually go to bring their hand up and go to directly grab onto the gun. Then I'm going to actually butt it against their face, as Deku is going to pull it away. Him bringing it upwards towards them and going to blast directly in the chest. Before we're going to turn around. And going to at least tell everybody that if they all do surrender, he'll let them live. All they have to do is follow him and his boss. Bullshit. Okay, fine. Who's your boss then? Tell us that. Because you're fucking with the wrong people. You used to rule your territory. Bullshit. No one's ruled this place in years. Now, the man is going to start listing off some names. As Deku, he does this, going to shake his head. No, no, no. and whenever somebody did try to take the chance to shoot Deku in the head, Deku blitzed them and snapped their neck. Before just going to list off, not that one either. I don't get it. Who's your boss? He's the last guy on that list you didn't name. So, loyalty or death? Which one is it? Because honestly, my hands are a bit too bloody, but at the same time, I'm really enjoying this. Now, the minute is going to start Deku, who is smiling like a psychopath. And he does think about that last name. The only other person on that list is fucking dead. So either this guy's a lunatic, or maybe there's someone else alive. Now, Deku, he does get a few people who are debating it. And while they are doing that, Deku, he does at least kill somebody who does try to fire at him. However, some people do go to lay down their guns. Deku, yeah. He actually is a lot more happy with that. People who know how to listen. Perfect. Now, with that being said, things would go on from there. Somebody would come to watch Deku, and make sure that he does stay in line. And the heroes, or my bad, the villains in charge, they actually do want to oversee things. Take back the world, or the place they used to control. Get back their territories, and set things right. Even kill that pesky hero. Now then, I do hope you guys enjoyed the Minishot, and that does give a good idea as to where the series would be if it does continue on.